Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 Million Challenge, so please stay tuned. In the previous video we looked at stock updates for tick symbol ABML, tick symbol MMAT and also tick symbol SPRT. SPRT in particular was identified as a squeeze play, and this is a stock that has been featured since it was trading around $8, so please refer back to the previous video for details on SPRT. Today's stock analysis is going to be looking at a new stock, so we're going to look at that shortly. Before we do that, a quick update on our $1 Million Challenge. In terms of the $1 Million Challenge, we just completed our 4th week. So far it's going exceptionally well, much better than I expected. If anybody's looking for details of how the challenge works, there is a more detailed video in the description below. But in terms of a quick recap, if you have a look at the screen, the journey is looking at an investment of $1,000 to $1 million over a period of 3 years based on 201 trades, looking at an average return of 3.5% per trade with compound return investing. So it's not 201 consecutive trades, it's 201 trades with an average return of 3.5% in each trade. In the Discord community we have a specially chosen list of stocks included in our spreadsheet, so again details in the video description below. The Discord community is growing quite quickly now, well in excess of 200 members working together as a team, providing due diligence, providing trading tips, stock analysis, technical analysis, and it'll be great if you want to join our journey, and details in description below for the $1 Million Challenge. Before we start today's stock analysis, I'd like to just give a quick update in terms of profits from the Discord community for tick symbol SPRT. So on the screen here you'll be able to see a selection of some of the comments and conversations that have been going on in the Discord community with regard to ticker symbol SPRT. So those of you who've been following the stock will know that we have been featuring this since it was around $8, and as you will know, at one point this week it did go well in excess of $56. So if we have a look at the screen here, the most important comment I think I'd like to share with you is on the top left hand side. And this is with regard to one of the Discord members, and he said at the top left hand side here, what he said is, I do not recommend this to anyone, capital letters. I took out all of my 401k, 31,000, and put it in SPRT at $9.08. Just sold at $51.50. Just profited approximately $150,000. Would never have known about this if it were not for this Discord. And then underneath, obviously as a community we do support each other, so we have the congratulations underneath. So I'll share with you my comment there. Again, excellent trading strategy, almost to perfection for this stock, but that is for a high risk strategy. Everybody has different levels of tolerance. This particular member of the community decided to go full on this stock. High risk, and obviously he said he doesn't recommend it, and his return was well in excess of $150,000 as he stated there. Top right hand side, another member has commented and said, I made close to $7,000 on SPRT. Again, comments such as great job, very nice. In the middle of the screen, I bought SPRT at $12.50, sold at $16. So again, good profit there. In terms of in excess of $1,500. Bottom left hand side, I have so far booked 2k profit on it, right now holding 0 and wondering about re-entry. So, and then finally on the right hand side, one of our valued members of the Discord, he said, I've made 6,500 off SPRT since the run began, not complaining. So certainly what this indicates, this was identified as a squeeze play, so there was potential to basically catch this at $8 and sell it in excess of $50, but such stocks are very high risk, so many of the members took the decision to take profit, then reinvest. But as we can see, one of the members did hold all the way to $56, and that was the maximum profit that we saw, $150,000. Okay, so I'd like to now start today's stock analysis. This is for another potential squeeze play. It's ticker symbol BBIG. So before we have a look at due diligence for this stock, quick shout out to another member of the Discord. As you can see on the screen here, what he stated is, whoever mentioned BBIG, thank you so much. Help me recoup my losses on ZOM, ticker symbol ZOM, America. God bless your soul. So great news there. Again, this was a stock that was identified in the Discord. I still think there's potential for a squeeze on this, but we're going to have a look at stock analysis for this company today. So let's start by having a look at the company website. Okay, so if we have a look at the screen here, ticker symbol BBIG, this is called Vinco Ventures. So in terms of the company, what is this company about? So we can see on the screen here, it leverages the new market opportunity by utilizing BIG strategy, buy, innovate, and grow. So buy, we're looking at acquisitions in terms of their model. They're looking to acquire significant brands to continue to add to the portfolio. Innovate, they're looking to leverage the internal traffic platforms of Honey Badger and Social Pulse Media in terms of the brands belonging to Vinco, and being able to quickly innovate and determine the highest conversion traffic and target accordingly. So once identified, the business scales while maintaining conversions for success. And finally, for grow, the company has more targeted traffic, it equals more conversions. With the company's internal engines, they're able to expedite growth of their acquired brands to reach their target numbers quickly. So a very, very innovative company. It is now identified as a squeeze play, so let's have a look at further details. So let's start by having a look at the chart. So close of play on the Friday, you'll be able to see on the screen here, the stock was well up in excess of 80%, closing at $5.30. Opening price was just $3.53. Market cap based on close of play on the Friday, again, it's a small company. We're looking at a market cap of around about $347.49 million. So let's have a look at now the chart for the 5 days. So we can see the stock is up in excess of 108% over the previous 5 days. So the next thing that we would now like to know is there still potential for play on this, and can the stock run up further? So let's now have a look at key data with regard to the float. So on the screen here, you'll see in terms of the free float for the market cap, we're looking at 91.43 million shares. Shares outstanding, 65.56 million shares. In terms of the next earnings, we're looking at around about 22nd of November 2021. We'll be looking at earnings that have been recently released shortly. But the other figure that I would like to share with you at the bottom left hand side, the free float is around about 18.89 million shares. In terms of the stock, it does have a low float, so it is certainly primed for a squeeze. Let's now have a look at the FINRA short volume. So on the screen here, you'll be able to see at the bottom left hand side, 16th of August, short volume was not too high. We're looking at just in excess of 678,000. However, as we go along, we can see 20th of August, it's gone up quite significantly, 8 million, just in excess of 8 million. But the most interesting figure is for the 27th of August, close of play on the Friday. Short volume was in excess of 73 million. In the middle column, we can see the total volume was 130, just in excess of 130 million, giving a short volume ratio of 56.30. So certainly looking very interesting. So what we need to now look at, is there still potential for this to run next week? Let's now have a look at the key statistics in terms of the data. So on the screen here, we can see shares outstanding in excess of 65 million. The float is 23 million. Inside ownership is quite healthy, in excess of 32 million. And institutional ownership is just in excess of 15 million. So if we add up the institutional ownership and the insider ownership, we're looking at 32 plus the 15, which is 47, just in excess of 47%. So it leaves around about 53% to play with for retail and also for shorts. Let's now get a social media angle on this. So I'd like to give a shout out to Will Mead on Twitter. So if we have a look at his tweet here on the screen, you'll be able to see that he's tweeted on August the 27th, ticker symbol BBIG up 21%. After hours told you it will squeeze Monday morning. So the key highlighted data here, we can see from the Nasdaq data here, it closed at $5.30. We've seen that. However, in the after hours, this was up at time of editing just in excess of 21%. So certainly indicates potential for a continued run in this stock. What I would now like to do is get a news angle on this. So this is a headline here from August 27th. This is from Pulse, and the headline here is BBIG stock 80.89% increase explanation. So the shares increased by just in excess of 80%. And then why did this happen? So let's continue to the next part of this article. So the next part of this article is quite interesting. So let's summarize the first paragraph at the top. So investors appear to have coordinated a short squeeze on Vinco Ventures shares. Over 50% of the float are now shorted according to Finviz. So we did see that in the previous screenshot here, but second paragraph here, again, very interesting. Investors have especially been circling Vinco Ventures over the last month. About a month ago, the company announced the closing of Locomotive Private Limited acquisition, which owns the Locomotive short form video platform through the joint entity ZVV Media. This acquisition makes ZVV Media a subsidiary of Vinco Ventures, one of the most powerful global short form media companies in the marketplace. And this is where I think it gets interesting for potential investors. So Lomotif has been considered a Singapore-based rival to TikTok. So I think we all understand how big and powerful TikTok is as a application. So good news here for the stock in terms of this potential acquisition. And the final part of the article here, it also gives another reason why the stock is trending. So just to summarize this final part, the company is also involved in non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and these have become a major topic of discussion in the news. Back in April, the company revealed the launch of a subsidiary called EVNT Platform. The platform acquired new assets from celebrity-backed immersive entertainment. The platform is going to combine the proprietary technology with celebrity audiences to create a revolutionary eNFT experience. So great idea here. This is going to give customers the opportunity for collectors to automatically become members of an exclusive community of fans with unique access to digital events and experiences by owning a memorable token from their favorite celebrity. So great idea here, very, very innovative, and possibly got great potential for the future as well. Another article I'd like to share with you is from Investor Place. So this is also dated 27th of August 2021. So the headline here is NFT stock Vinco Ventures BBIG a buy ? What the pros say. So this is a perspective here from some experts, or should we say so-called experts. So let's have a look at perspective on that from these, and then on the second page here you'll be able to see BBIG stock bulls. So this is from David Model, so he's the so-called expert, and his quotation here I'll just summarize for you. Okay, so BBIG stock is a penny stock, yet this does not mean Vinco Ventures isn't making big moves. The planned Lomotive acquisition should add a great deal of value for Vinco shareholders, and with the company moving forward on the fiscal front, Vinco Ventures remains a growth story worth watching and investing in. So positive review there from David. Let's now get a perspective from Stavros at the bottom. BBIG stock bears. If destroying the book value per share is a BIG story, then you get my point about BBIG stock. Avoid it. Rather than building value, the company has destroyed value. So this one is a bear point of view. So he's against it, but my perspective is going to be more on the bull point of view. And the next thing I'd like to do is look at the company financials. So these are based on the recently released statements for the period ending June the 30th, 2021. So on the screen here, you'll be able to see the condensed consolidated statement of operations, which some people will regard as a profit and loss account. So let's compare the revenue for 2020 with 2021, and bear in mind this is unaudited at the moment. So revenue has gone down. So 2020 it was just in excess of 5 million, and 2021 period ending June 30th, it was just in excess of $2.6 million. So there is a fall in revenue. So total gross profit 2020 was just in excess of 1 million, and total gross profit in 2021 is just below 1 million at 970,000. So at time of these statements, the company is not particularly doing well. However, this is for the period ending in June 2021. We're currently in August 2021, so these statements do not take into account the current developments. Let's now have a look at the income for the period. So the company is loss making. So 2020 the loss was just in excess of $2 million, and the loss for the period ending 2021 was just in excess of 178 million. So that's quite significant. So let's see if we can pick out there what the key reason is. So if we have a look at the expenses on the left hand side, what I can see in terms of significant figures, the company has had a loss on issuance of warrants. That's cost them 133 million. There's been a change in fair value of warrant liability, so that's cost them just in excess of 37 million. So those are two key aspects of financial data that has caused the loss. So what I'd now like to do is have a look at the balance sheet. So on the screen here we can see the consolidated balance sheets for Vinco Ventures Incorporated and subsidiaries. So this again is for the same period. It's for comparing period ending December 31st 2020 with the most recent period, which is June 30th 2021. So let's have a look at the assets, and what we can see here. The assets at December 2020 were just in excess of $28 million, and for the period ending June the 30th 2021, these have increased quite significantly to 121, just in excess of 121 million. So just to recap, an increase in assets from $28 million to $121 million. So what has been the cause of this? So if we delve into there, we can see total current assets has increased. So if we look at the current assets, we can see cash and cash equivalents. The company has now acquired in excess of $74 million in cash or cash equivalents. So that is a huge increase, because previously they only had cash of just in excess of $249,000. So that indicates huge growth in terms of valuation for the company there. So previously they would have had almost zero cash. 249,000 is insignificant, but now they've got cash and cash equivalents of $74 million. So we are now talking about something very significant. So let's have a look at the other important information here that has changed. So we can see property and equipment just in excess of 1 million. We also have equity in excess of 12 million. We have intangible assets and also goodwill combined together in excess of 21 million. So giving a total assets of just in excess of $121 million. And finally, on the screen here, we can now have a look at the liabilities. So if we can see on the screen here, in terms of current liabilities, total current liabilities in terms of 2020 were just in excess of $11 million, and 2021, the current period, just in excess of $8 million. But if we take into account long-term liabilities at the bottom to give the figure for total liabilities, 2020, this at close of play December 2020, the total liabilities were just in excess of $14 million. So this is where it's quite significant. So this has now increased from $14 million to just in excess of $148 million. So huge increase in liabilities. Now if we compare that with the previous figure for assets, so the company has got assets totaling approximately $121 million, but now the liabilities have gone up also in excess of $148 million. So the biggest liability that we can see on the balance sheet is the warrant liability, which is just in excess of $139 million. So the company is treading a dangerous path here. However, with the recent good news that we were having in terms of the acquisition and the potential for the future, this is certainly a stock that we have to advise is a high risk stock. It's a penny stock. It's certainly one of those stocks which is huge risk and huge reward. And just to finish off, in terms of potential investment for this stock, as it is a squeeze play, it's going to be extremely volatile. It's going to be very difficult to predict an entry for this stock, but certainly one that you can put on your watch list. This one has got to be treated with extreme care. So what that basically includes is using a stop loss, only using money you're prepared to lose, and considering an entry and an exit according to your own due diligence, your own research. So certainly put this on your watch list. Ticker symbol BBIG, trading on the NASDAQ. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.